Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Circle Debate Top 5 Picks of the Week, which is week number 4, which is episode 4, which is obviously every Sunday. So this is Sunday. So our picks for this week is going to be our top 5 best Intercontinental Champions of all time. Top 5, 5, 5, 5. No offense, Booker. I mean, I know you're a top, top, WCW and. I think you were 6 times, if I remember. But anyways,
6-time world champion. Yeah.
6-time world champions. You can't say 5 no more, Booker. Love you. But we're going to go ahead and start off with our top 5 picks of this week with the 5 best Intercontinental Champions of all time. We're going to go ahead and start it off with the American hero with the belt of the IC belt, Mr. Mike Lopez. And also having the Hall of Fame ring right at you right there. There you go.
Damn.
I love it.
I lucky fucker.
All right.
I'm nothing but gold tonight.
There you go. Golden.
Top 5 Intercontinental Champions, a long list of champions, worthy champions, but I only get to pick 5. So starting at number 5 is Jeff Hardy. For me, one of my earliest memories of wrestling is watching Jeff Hardy beat Triple H for the Intercontinental Championship. I remember seeing that match like a bunch of times. One of my favorite matches of that era. And, it kind of showed that he was able to do something outside of the Hardy Boys, even while still being within it. So Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma, number 5. Number 4, we've got Rob Van Dam. Not only did he unify one title with the Intercontinental Championship, he unified 2. Unified the hardcore and the European belts with the Intercontinental. Very awesome. I always remember his match with Chris Benoit for SummerSlam 2002. That was one of my favorites. So Rob Van Dam at number 4. Number 3, the 9th wonder of the world, China, the only female to have won the Intercontinental Championship, and she held it also with Chris Jericho. They co-held the belt. So number 3, China. Number 2, Randy Orton. This, when he got the Intercontinental Championship from Rob Van Dam, that started to, for me, I started to see him as the next top guy, which is exactly what the IC belt needs to do. It shows, who's coming up. So when Randy Orton got it while in Evolution, it definitely set him apart in the group for me. They started giving him his own feuds. They started giving him his own TV time, and it was great. Definitely Randy Orton. And number 1, the man that I have at the top of my list is none other than the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Mr. Chris Jericho. At number 1, he has won the most Intercontinental Championships. He is an icon, a legend. I can name a bunch of his Intercontinental Championship wins, and who would not have Y2J in this list? Definitely. So there you go. Ooh, there, I see that right there. That's awesome.
That's your surprise, bro. Chris Jericho.
There you go.
Right there.
Legend, Chris Jericho, right there.
Le Champion.
Le Champion. That's right. He has his list, and he's on mine. So there you go. Top 5.
All right. I love it. All right, Mr. Killer. Reputation killer about killers. You started off how you like it. What is your top 5?
Oh, man. This list right here was very fucking difficult for me to do because so many fucking great Intercontinental Champions in the history of that title. But I have narrowed it down to the few. So number 5, he is, you know, the honky tonk man. Got to give it to him. I, some people might think the Elvis lookalike gimmick was goofy, you know, but it was what it was. And the man is the longest reigning fucking Intercontinental Champion to this day. After all this time, that 454-day reign, nobody has beaten yet. And that fucking surprises me. Like, I would have thought somebody would have already beat it. I thought The Miz was going to beat it. Hell, I thought Santino might beat it when he had the honk meter. What do you call it? He had a little honky tonk meter, counting the days down to see if he could beat the honky tonk man's record. And then you got to think about the way honky tonk man lost that title. He lost it in record time after holding it for so long. He lost it in record time to the Ultimate Warrior. And that loss elevated the Ultimate Warrior. So, I mean, that created that moment as well. So, number 5, longest reigning IC champion of all time, Honky Tonk Man. I mean, he could do it all. And number four, I'm going to go with someone that you don't really think about when you think about the Intercontinental title, but when you think about this, you will. Stone Cold, Steve Austin. And the reason is, I mean, this was the first time he had to have a feud with The Rock. A serious feud with The Rock. The first time, you got it right there. The first serious feud between The Rock and Austin was over the Intercontinental title. And I believe that's what the title was that got through in the river, wasn't it? I might be mistaken. I don't know. But, yeah, this was the first serious feud between these two. And, I mean, history was made every time Austin won the title. He won it in his first title match where his neck was broken by Owen Hart from that pile driver. The second title reign, I mean, that was the beginning of this serious feud with The Rock. So, I mean, it created so much iconic moments. Everybody remembers Austin breaking his neck, and it was the kickoff to the Austin and Rock feud for the second reign. So, number 4, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And at number 3, I'm going to have to put one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites, Chico, the bad guy, Razor Ramon. And, I mean, you talk about Razor Ramon, man. His ladder match at WrestleMania 10 versus Shawn Michaels, wasn't that not the first ladder match? And, I mean, they tore the house down. And then not only did they do that, they followed it up at SummerSlam with a rematch. I mean, Razor Ramon. At the same time, it's iconic image. It's an iconic image, and I mean, that's what I think about when I think about the Intercontinental title. The swag of Razor Ramon right there. And let me see. What's that? Number two, man. I'm gonna go with Chris Jericho. The record-breaking 9-time Intercontinental Champion. And actually, if you want to count the IWGP Intercontinental title, he's a 10-time. So I mean, this is record-breaking for Chris Jericho. He is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time in some people's opinions, but I'm gonna put him on number 2 on my list. But I mean, he feuded with RVD, Christian, China. Oh, the clashes between him and Benoit, man. Did you catch that ladder match at the Rumble or whatever? I mean, yeah, they always had these classic matches. Yeah, so Jericho, number 2, Jericho. And damn, number 1, man, I ain't saying, but the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart. All day, man. This guy right here, SummerSlam, 1991. versus Mr. Perfect. He won his first championship with the IC title. And I'm telling you what, it was fucking awesome, that match with Mr. Perfect. You could watch that match over and over. Am I right? I could watch it again and again.
I am not debating that at all. You're absolutely right.
And then his second reign, he wins the title against the Rowdy one himself, Rowdy Roddy Piper, at WrestleMania 8. So, I mean, I believe it was at WrestleMania 8, right? So,
No, you're right.
Yeah. So, and to me, this is what made Bret Hart the best he is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. That Intercontinental title reign, it just elevated him even more, man. So Bret Hart, he is the number one pick for me.
All right.
The workhorse title.
All right. Hey, I love these picks. I love them. Man, you guys have good ones, man. All right. Not scrubbing my head to figure it out. All right. I'm going to start the 5-1. So, my number 5. You know what? My number 5 would actually be, I like the fact because how his heel was. So, my number 5 will actually be your favorite, Mike. Kurt Angle right there. Kurt Angle, the real Intercontinental Champion.
That's a damn good pick, yeah.
I love it because he was able to hold that Intercontinental and then won the European title. So I love that. I love how Kurt Angle did it. I like how he won with those belts.
And he didn't get pinned to lose it. So.
No, at WrestleMania 2000, he didn't get pinned. That was amazing. That's why I gotta give Angle my number 5 on IC Championship. My number 4 has to be, obviously, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. I have to go with Jeff Jarrett on this one. I like how he really presented the Intercontinental belt during his Double J era. And I loved it because even when he was, slap nuts, but not in WWE, but in WCW. So that's my number 4 right there. I like how he presented that belt. Number 3. Wow. Let's see. What can I go with number 3 that I was able to do it? The Rock. The Rock is number 3 for me. The Rock, great, best Intercontinental champ of all time. And I love it because he pulled it off great, especially with the Austin. I love that. That was fucking phenomenal. I like how The Rock was able to be another heelish as well during that era. Now, come to my number 2. Would it be Owen Hart. Owen Hart as my number 2. My number 2 Intercontinental champ. He was able to pull it off as well. Man, that guy he held that IC belt like there's no tomorrow, man. And he defended it very well, so I have to give Owen Hart a lot of credit in this one. And my number 1, numero uno, is he's a macho man.
Oh,
Which is Savage.
Dig
it. Oh yeah, dig it. Savage is always my number 1 of the best Intercontinental of all time. No disrespect to Honky Tonk. I know he held it for a long time. No disrespect to Jericho. I know he's been a 10-time. But the instant classic of Savage defending that Intercontinental belt, it's unbelievable and it's unforgettable how he was able to manage upholding that belt as much as he can and multiple times, if I believe so, if I'm correct. But Savage,
I actually believe he only hold it one time, but yeah, I think
once or twice. Oh yeah, okay. I thought it was twice, but okay, yeah.
No, it was once.
It was once, right? Okay, so it was one. So Savage pulled it off with that one title ring until he lost it to WrestleMania 3 against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Best match of all time is the one that steals the show. Obviously, Hogan and Andre, they pulled it off, but man, when it comes to pro wrestling, Savage and Rick Steamboat, they pulled it off, man. Even with Savage and Jake the Snake at that time, when Jake was a babyface and when Savage was a heel. That's another one. That's why I love Jake the Snake Roberts. He's one of my favorites because he's able to give the psychology of pro wrestling and also Savage as well. That's why I love Randy Savage a lot. That's my number one pick for this week for the best Intercontinental Champion. But you know what? I'm gonna add one person too. Like, I'm not put it in my top 5, but we forgot about one
honorable
person.
mention.
An honorable mention, and I want you guys to agree or disagree. And I'm gonna add this gentleman right here. Who is that right there that you see?
HBK.
Heartbreak Kid. We gotta give him a honorable mention.
I got an honorable mention. Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No. Listen.
I'm drinking to that.
Listen, didn't he put the Intercontinental title in the main event?
Yes, he did.
Of WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 7.
Come on, give it to him. Honorable.
That was the first champion versus champion. That was the first one.
Yeah.
He's the one who put the Intercontinental title in the main event of Mania.
No. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that who made the Intercontinental prestige. These are the people that made the Intercontinental Championship prestige. I'm not saying that Warrior did it.
Yeah.
He did for what, 20 seconds? I mean,
yeah.
I love Warrior. I'm not like I said,
Warrior.
his soul, but still.
Top 5.
For me, he couldn't be because it wasn't a real title defense for me. I like pro wrestling. I like to see classic wrestling. The only classic wrestling he had was against Savage and Hogan. Who else did he had a great match with? Not with Ted DiBiase, not with anybody else.
No, man.
No.
Just that
He beat your boy Honky Tonk Man in less than 30 seconds for the belt.
But I'm saying he's the only one that's put the Intercontinental title in the main event of WrestleMania. So
but this individual right here,
I think that's. I think putting the IC belt in the main event is an honorable mention.
Yeah,
I think that is, you know.
Oh no, I'll give you that. I'm not hating about that. It's just to him to be in my top 5. No, I'm sorry, he's not for me, and that's why I'm drinking to that. I'm drinking to that because no, I cannot do that.
Hey, well, I'm going to drink to you, Ultimate Warrior. Rest in peace, brother.
Of course, I'll drink to his, rest in peace, because I love them too. But when it comes, but when it comes to like him being the top IC, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can say he was the top best babyface of all time.
Well, you can't say he deserves to be an honorable mention, right?
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, but not for IC. Well, no, can't say that. I can't. I give him an honorable mention, like one of my favorite WrestleMania matches, and yes, I could do that because that was one of my favorites. Hogan and Warrior.
They actually went long in that match too, and most of these matches were short. It
was 58 minutes, I believe so.
And don't forget all the legendary memes from that match, where it looked like Ultimate Warrior was, on his knees there with Hogan.
Yep. I love it. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. I enjoy it.
Damn.
Oh, man. So those are our top 5 picks for this week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad you guys enjoyed our top 5 best Intercontinental champions of all time. And also, we did an honorable mention of Shawn Michaels right here.
He deserves
I'd like to make an honorable mention for me.
All right. Well, how about you?
Yeah. Mike Lopez.
Oh my
right
God.
here.
Oh, shit. You got your own name on the motherfucker?
I love this title so much. I got my own nameplate on there. So there you go.
I did a shot of tequila. Give me a shot of tequila. You call himself the best Intercontinental champion.
Leave the bottle.
Give me the bottle. Nova, go give me a bottle of tequila. Woo! No. That's my Sunday fun day. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for watching once again. Appreciate the love and everything that you guys actually watch over here in our YouTube channel. So please subscribe and also watching the description below, you'll see our other pages that we have available, which will be Instagram and also Twitter. So don't forget, next week we'll be back for our next top 5, as we will say our top 5 in your house pay-per-views, our favorite in your house pay-per-views. So we have NXT TakeOver coming up on June 7th, which will be Sunday. So stay tuned for episode 5 and numero 5. Now, Booker, I mean, you can't sue me for saying hey. 5, all right? Number 5. So stay tuned.
You don't own the number 5, Booker.
You don't own number 5.
You don't
You're
own
6
it,
now.
Yeah.
You're 6.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, he got to count that world title reign in WWE.
Yeah, exactly. He has to count that one. He can't count that WCW.
Yeah.
So for us, to you guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I'm glad you guys enjoyed episode 4 on Friday, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed today, Sunday. Our top 5s. We cheers, you guys. Salud. And we'll see you next week. And enjoy.
Salute.
I should have listened to Circle of Debate. Ah!